but I have no idea where it's going to go. But this one just nicely faded. I'm left-handed, so that's a fade, right? Right into the fairway, still 20 yards short. He steps up, easy swing, crushes it, says goodbye to my ball as it goes over, goes past the sign, looks at me and goes, well, yours is playable. So I cried a little bit in the woods. Took me a little while to recover from the pulled back and hamstring from trying to swing so hard. Then we got Braden. Decided to play a little one-on-one basketball one day. Took everything I had to try and hang in there. It was sad. It was really sad. Finally had to make an excuse. I needed some water. Went out in the hallway, cried. Took 4 days to recover. And then there's Nate, Battalion Chief Bogenschutz. I worked with Nate when he was brand new, paramedic. We were partners at 106 for a little while, and now he's my boss. So I cried a little. It's going to take a little time to recover. Anyway, about Braden. So I had the privilege of having Braden come out to 102 when he was brand new. And everybody knows when you got a new guy, you go on a medical call. I like to call it the Forrest Gump smile. They ask the questions they're comfortable with. Hello, what's your name? Where do you hurt? And then they're done. They just get the smile like, I did my job. It's the Forrest Gump smile. Braden never had that. It was impressive. He's very good at his assessments right off the bat. He gets in and talks to patients. They feel comfortable with him. And it was great to see as a new guy. We don't see that very often. Then I got to work with him at 110 for a little while after he's got some years on. And something I look at in crew members, it's always nice when you have to rein them in on calls instead of push them. And him and everyone I had at 110, I was doing a lot of reining in, I'll tell you that. But it's a good thing. They were always Johnny on the spot, getting the things done they needed to do. And it was a privilege being their captain up there. Jerry Main, you trained them well. They were fun to work with. My advice to you, Braden, as you go on, is find the people that are doing it right, and try to adopt the things that they're doing and implement them into what you're doing on a daily basis. That's what all the best guys on this department have done, I think. Once again, thanks for letting me come up here and make a fool of myself. Congratulations. We got a good one. I look at these four, and I think the department's in good hands in the future, and it's nice to see. But thank you.
So I got to talk about Ariel. I was lucky enough to have Ariel as a member at 126, which we're at now. And he was one of our part-timers. So we just implemented the part-time, full-time ambulance. It was a struggle to say the least, but it was sure nice to have somebody that was competent and knew not what they were doing, but what they wanted to do, which was be good. And he asked questions from the beginning. I knew we wanted to pick this guy up. Then I was lucky enough to be able to be assigned to the training division. And I realized what an absolute stud Ariel was. He pushed me as one of the cadre members. He would come running past me and say, "Good job, sir. Keep it up," as I'm sucking down as much air as possible and trying to lose as much weight as possible. But he just had that attitude where you just want to chase him and be part of it and have him next to you. And I remember taking a picture during camp, and it was just of him. And in my head, I'm like, I want this guy on my crew. And I lucked out, and as soon as he finished medic school, he got assigned to my crew in the hazmat, and here we are. We're pushing forward. And as far as a person, Ariel, I just want you to know, like, I couldn't be more proud. The type of person you are that's who I want to be. You have a them first attitude, which is 100% how we should be as an organization. You emulate that, and I think I can say that we're definitely in good hands in the future. But the one thing as far as advice as a medic goes, and I've told you this before, and Braden, same thing, is you got your certification. Now's your opportunity to learn how to be a medic. Find those mentors, find those partners, and they can be junior partners, but find those people that you can look up to and learn those skills from, and put that in your pocket. And like I said, the future of the UFA as far as paramedics, leadership, we're in really good hands. So I'm privileged to be up here, and congratulations, Ariel.
Do you want to bring your families up too? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, you have been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be a paramedic for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ariel Hansen,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
the mission,
values, and policies
the values and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities
I will act for the good of the communities
of which I serve,
of which I serve,
while I strive for excellence,
while I strive for excellence,
while I faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of paramedic with Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of paramedic with Unified Fire
You are
Authority.
now duly affirmed. Congratulations. Okay, let's do you first so you can get pictures. Okay, now you have to sign.
Hi, everyone. I might enjoy this a little bit too much, so just give me a second. I need to stick it up a little bit. Mount Wyan was up here, so we'll raise it up a little bit. So I do want to say, in the fire service, you grow up with your peers, you grow up with your friends. You get to experience things on the job as you grow up. And I've been able to experience that with my good friend, Nate Bogenschutz. In 1999, we hired on to the part-time program. And I saw him pull up in this cool Camaro, and I'm like, wow, that guy's got pretty blue eyes. The people that were around us in our infancy in the fire service were amazing. We have a Captain Anderson was there. We have a young Darren Allen. We have a young Dan DeVoe. We had a young Tony Barker around there to mentor us and help us grow. And I often reflect upon a lot of the conversations, and let's call it quality improvement conversations, that the older generation had with the younger generation as we were that younger generation. It made us better. It made us more capable in life and on the job. And to navigate a career, to navigate your professional development with peers that have the same love of the game means the world. It means the world to me every day when you step out there. And Nate is about ready to be sworn in as a battalion chief. And I know you know this, but every call you earn it, right? Every interaction you have with the crew, you earn it. And I know you'll carry on with that. One story that I'll share before I move on. I couldn't be more proud of you. Couldn't be more proud of you and what you're doing in life. But one guilty pleasure that I had years ago, Blaine Walsh and Captain Brian Gell were just giving then paramedic Bogenschutz and paramedic Mao the biggest tongue lashing I've ever heard in the fire service. And I sat there in the bay at Station 110 and just enjoyed every minute of it. But there again, quality improvement, getting better, ready to serve the community. And I'll leave it at this. I have all the faith in the world in you, and you're very capable. So remember to earn it every day. And that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. You've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be a battalion chief for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nate Bogenschutz,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
the mission,
the mission,
the values, and policies
values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities
I will act for the good of the communities
of which I serve.
for which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
while I faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of battalion chief with Unified Fire.
the duties of battalion chief with Unified Fire Authority.
You're now duly affirmed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Nate, before you go, I just started a tradition that is to let battalion chiefs share a few words. So go ahead. Sorry to spring that.
Wow. Thanks, Chief Watkins, for that, for those words. Who would have thought, 24 years ago, we were paid call firefighters. First of all, I'd like to thank Chief Burchett and the members of his command staff for having enough trust in me to take on the role of being a battalion chief. It's a huge responsibility, and I don't take it lightly. So I'm going to do my best to try to live up to your standards. So I'd also like to thank my family. They've been super supportive of me through all of this. Started out in high school at the JTech and got hired on paid call at 18. And my mom probably wasn't the most thrilled to have her 18-year-old kid possibly going into fires, but she's been really supportive of me the whole time. And then to my wife, Kelly, she's been super supportive the last couple of years, actually, with all the different jobs we've been taking with the fire department. I've had a lot of on-call with staffing and with safety. She's been super supportive of that and been there with me pretty much the whole time with all that. And then to the three of you that just are getting promoted to specialists today, don't stop here. This place has a lot of opportunities. Take advantage of it. This is just the next step for you, and start working towards the next phase. And then just another thing, Unified Fire Authority, there's a lot of opportunities here. And it's just one of those things where you can learn something. There's a lot of people that you can learn from. So just pick up and learn stuff from people and put it in your toolbox. And that's what I'm going to try to do as a battalion chief. So thank you.
Thanks, Nate. Sorry to throw that on you, but if you don't know, he's a PIO on his side job, so he does this regularly. But I want to say thank you all for coming here today, even despite the weather. It feels like the snow's never going to stop, but it's an exciting time for us, and I'm glad that you're here to celebrate it with us. And it's been mentioned already, but I want to thank you all for putting yourself in the position to promote and be ready for that next spot. But I also want to thank your families for the support that they've shown, especially the paramedics that had to go through many months of schooling. That's not an easy task. So thank you for your support there. I want to talk just really briefly about the different positions and some general expectations from my position. So I'll start with the engineer. Where'd you go? There you are. To put it safely, the safety and well-being of our crews are in your hands, for lack of a better term. Everything from vehicle checks, responding 1039 across your run district, to pumping a hose line where your crew's first in on. It's up to you so they can do their job appropriately. So have pride and ownership in that. Your apparatus, your equipment, all that you oversee is your responsibility. So don't be the engineer that pencil whips the checkoffs and stands outside on medical calls, or doesn't even bother to turn out on fire calls. Be the proactive engineer that's engaged. Know your areas, know your streets, and know your equipment. The last thing I want to share with you is that you have a kind of a unique opportunity to be in that engine with just the captain when no one else is there. And that's a great opportunity to learn from him when no one else is listening. So don't waste that. The paramedics is the next position. So where'd you two go? Okay, thanks. As many of you probably already know, nearly 80% of the calls that we run are medical in nature. So you'll be responding to almost all of the 35,000 calls we run every year. It's your job to be proficient in everything from stub toes to heart attacks. And you never know what to expect when the alarm sounds. And that counts for adults and children too, right? There's a lot of learning ahead of you, and who said it? Anyway, the learning starts now. Chad, you said it. Thank you. The learning starts now. You have the certificate, but the learning starts now. So always be a student to your craft and look for those mentors, and realize now that you are the subject matter experts for all those EMTs around you. So don't take this responsibility lightly. Always be ready for the what ifs, the maybes, and you'll only see that once in your career type of calls. Our customers expect that level of service, and they deserve it from you. So for the battalion chief, Nate, you were in boot camp a couple of weeks ago, and I shared these same thoughts, but it's pretty simple from my position. It's take care of the mission, take care of the people, and take care of yourself. So I'll talk just briefly about what each of those mean to me. So the mission is that you're the bridge between administration and operations, and you've got to carry that mission forward. You sometimes don't agree with us, right? But that's your job, to pass information and share information so that we know the decisions we're making are the right ones. Think of yourself as an advocate for the mission and your people, and not your own personal agenda. So taking care of your people, what that means to me is you treat them all with respect, inclusion, and equality. Give them opportunity to make mistakes, give them opportunity to grow and improve, but hold them accountable. Realize that there's a different way to lead based on different personalities. Make sure your captains are running their stations and running their crews, and that takes you to be present and available at all times. So take care of yourself. To me, that's physically, mentally, and financially. You may have all heard that one of my areas of focus is the health and well-being of our employees. And to me, that means as an organization, we provide resources and tools for you to choose to be successful and for you to choose to be happy. So Nate, you need to be that example for what this looks like for all of your people. Choose success and choose happiness in your new role. I want people to look at you as something to strive towards. You have the ability to impact 7 to 9 crews and move this organization forward in a positive way. So for everybody, all the positions, a few general comments, and I'll wrap this up. I'm excited for the promotions and the movement that we've had, especially recently. I'm confident in all of you that were promoted today, and I know you'll be successful. It's not just about the people that we're promoting, but it's about the people getting ready and testing, and having a lot of people compete for these positions is really exciting as a fire chief. So thanks for putting yourself out there. I encourage you to continue learning, growing, and putting your name in the hat for that next position. And as Nate said, UFA has a lot of opportunities and you never know where you'll end up. So these jobs are all different, the engineers, the paramedics, and the battalion chiefs. But what's common in them is my expectations. So to reiterate, let's take care of yourself and the people around you. Remember who you work for. That's not me. It's the communities we serve. Find and train your replacement. Know our vision, mission, values, and live them. And continue to make life better for those that we serve. So thanks again for your willingness to put your name in the hat, and congratulations. Let's do one last final round of applause, and then there's drinks and cookies, and Courtney will stay for pictures if you choose to do so. Thank you all.